Hello, I'm Juan Davies, Chief Creative Officer at KCT and PBS SoCal, and I'm joined by the newsroom of KPCC and LAist on a daily reporter roundup. How is everyone today?
Awesome. Thanks.
And thanks for joining us again, Megan. It's great to see you.
It's nice to see you too, Juan.
Elena, let's start with you. We received some sort of very ambiguous order that restaurants could be reopened today, but they don't have guidelines.
That's right. Today, Los Angeles County restaurants received the green light to reopen their dining rooms effective immediately, which means restaurants can open tonight if they want to, and many are scrambling to do just that. But the weird thing is that officials haven't actually released detailed guidelines about the health and safety protocols that they expect restaurants to follow. Dr. Barbara Frere with the LA County Health Department says restaurants are just on an honor system to follow whatever guidelines they haven't posted yet. The guidelines, when they do post them, will likely include limiting capacity, keeping tables 6 feet apart, prioritizing takeout, and potentially requiring customers to wear masks when they're not eating.
Kyle's been following another really important area of reopening, and that's the schools. And they're going to have to do it even while they face really just massive budget cuts.
Massive budget cuts is right. Today, San Diego Unified and Los Angeles Unified, the state's two largest school systems, put out a pretty blunt statement saying cuts that they're going to have to absorb will make it basically impossible for them to reopen, which sort of repeats pressure that we've been hearing from labor unions and interest groups about reopening schools. So the pressure is mounting on the governor, who today teased that he's going to release his own statewide school reopening guidelines coming up soon. So we're going to be watching for that.
Like much of the nation, we've also been really closely watching what's going on with Minnesota with the death of George Floyd. An officer today has been charged with third-degree murder. Chava was out on the streets locally to talk to people about how they're feeling.
Yeah, reporter Robert Garova and I spent the day talking to community members in Crenshaw about how they're feeling after the death of George Floyd. And I heard a lot of pain, anger, and frustration. But there's also a common feeling that this isn't surprising. Many we spoke to relay that the issues that are in focus after the death of George Floyd are not new. There's a feeling that the constant coronavirus updates drowned out other issues, and that now that the coronavirus news has slowed, other issues are resurfacing. This is especially true with the death of George Floyd. There's a deep sense of shared loss and exhaustion. One community member described waking up every morning the last few days wondering what new things were happening. While everyone we spoke to felt the tragedy and pain of Floyd's death, there was no consensus on the protest in Minneapolis. Some community members wished the protesters would have allowed the authorities to take care of the situation, while others believed that the community was left with no choice but to act.
Finally, Eric wrote a column that really gets at how he's feeling in this specific moment.
Yeah, it's like racist deja vu. You know, every couple of weeks there's a video. There's just these tragic incidents that seem to be happening to people of color. And, as somebody who grew up as a redheaded Mexican in Southeast LA, like I can relate to having both the privilege of looking white and the institutional racism that happens to people of color. I remember my dad sitting me down once and telling me, like, when you grow up, people are going to think you're white. And right now you're getting your kicked every day because you look white, but in the future it's going to be your superpower. You're going to have this privilege that I don't have with my brown skin, and it's unfortunate that he was right. And I hate to live in a country that would treat me better based on the way I look, but not based on my personal background and ethnic makeup. And it's hard, but it's like 1/10 of what it's like to be a Black man in America, and it breaks my heart over and over again. And I'm sorry they burned down the Target, and I'm sorry they burned down a police station, but like, what else were they supposed to do? What else are we supposed to do except try and find a way to react to this injustice?
Thank you, Eric. This was definitely a sad week, a sad month. Your column can help us reflect on what is going on in our country. Thank you for tuning in, and take care of your family, take care of your health, and we will see you on Monday.